Hello friends, I welcome you all in the video tutorial series on the subject of management accounting. In the previous video tutorial, we have understood the meaning, advantages, objectives and methods of preparing cash budget. In today's video tutorial, we are going to understand the preparation of cash budget with the help of receipt and payment method. But before moving towards the actual preparation of cash budget, first of all we need to understand the pro forma or format of cash budget in receipt and payment method, with the help of which we can estimate the amount of cash surplus or cash requirement in the budget period. The format for preparation of cash budget is quite simple. In the first column of cash budget, we mention particulars regarding opening and closing cash balance, estimated cash receipts from different business activities, and estimated payments with respect to revenue and capital expenditure. In the subsequent columns, the month-wise estimated amounts of cash receipts, payments, and resulting opening and closing cash balances are mentioned. Let us understand this with the help of an example. In the given example, the actual figures with respect to credit sales, credit purchases, wages, manufacturing expenses, office expenses, and selling expenses are given for the months of March and April. The estimated amounts of credit sales, credit purchases, wages, manufacturing expenses, office expenses, and selling expenses are given for the months of May, June, and July. Some additional information is given in the example itself, which points out that cash balance on 1st May 2014 is Rs 46,000. Next, machinery costing Rs 1,20,000 is due for delivery in the month of July, the 15% amount of which is payable on delivery and the balance amount after 3 months. Next is advance payment of tax of Rs 45,000 to be paid in the month of March and June. The period of credit allowed by the suppliers is 2 months and the period of credit allowed to our customers is 1 month. The credit period ensures that the buyer need not to make immediate payment for the goods and services he received. The credit period allows the buyer to make the payment of goods and services received after a predetermined credit period is over. Next, the time lag in the payment of manufacturing expenses is half of the month. It means half of the manufacturing expenses are paid in the same month and remaining half of the manufacturing expenses are paid in the next month. The time lag in the payment of office and selling expenses is 1 month. It means the selling expenses of the current month will be paid in the next month. After understanding the problem, we are moving towards the actual preparation of cash budget. We have been asked to prepare cash budget for 3 months, namely May, June and July 2014. First of all, we are taking the amount of opening cash balance in the month of May, which is 46,000. Further, among the total transactions given in the example, only one transaction deals with the estimated cash receipts, that is credit sales. All other transactions are related to estimated cash payments. As per the additional information given in the problem itself, credit sales are realized after 1 month. It means 1 month credit period is allowed to our debtors. Hence, the credit sales of the month April, May and June will be realized in the months of May, June and July, which amounts to Rs 3,40,000, 3,50,000 and 2,80,000 respectively. Moving towards the estimated cash payments, credit purchases are paid after 2 months. It means the payment of credit purchases of the months March, April and May will be made in the months of May, June and July, which means or which amounts to Rs 2 lakhs, 2,20,000 and 1,80,000 respectively. Further, the payments of wages is made in the same month, which amounts to Rs 50,000, 44,000 and 47,000 respectively. Moving further, The next item of expense is manufacturing expenses. The time lag in the payment of manufacturing expenses is half of the month. It means half of the manufacturing expenses are paid in the same month and remaining amount of the same month is paid in the next month. Likewise, the total payment of manufacturing expenses in the month of May, June and July will be amounting to rupees 23,000, 23,500 and 23,000 respectively. Further, office and selling expenses of the month are paid in the next month. Similarly, the amount of office expenses in the month of May, June and July will be rupees 10,000, 12,000 and 11,000 respectively. Likewise, the amount of selling expenses in the month of May, June and July will be amounting to rupees 25,000, 22,000 and 18,000 respectively. In the additional information, it is given that machinery costing rupees 1,20,000 is due for delivery in the month of July and 15% amount of the total cost of machinery is payable on delivery and the balance amount will be paid after 3 months. It means in the month of July we have to mention the amount of rupees 18,000 which is equivalent to 15% of the total cost of machinery. At last, the advance payment of tax to be paid in the month of June is rupees 45,000. After making all necessary entries in the cash budget, finally make the total of cash receipts and cash payments to find out the availability of cash or cash requirement of the firm. So in the month of May, total receipts will be 3,40,000 and the total of opening cash balance and total receipts will be rupees 3,86,000. So the total of all estimated payments is rupees 3,08,000. To find out closing cash balance in the month of May, we have to deduct total of payments from the total of opening cash balance and total receipts. After making calculation, the resulting amount of closing cash balance in the month of May is 78,000. The closing cash balance in the month of May will become the opening cash balance for the month of June. Similar practice will be undertaken to find out the amount of closing cash balance in the month of June. The closing cash balance in the month of June is rupees 61,500. 61,500 will be taken as opening balance for the month of July. After deducting estimated cash payments from the total of opening balance plus cash receipts, we get the amount of closing cash balance, that is 44,500. At last, I hope you might have understood this illustration. Thanks for watching the video. मित्रांनो, नवीन व्हिडिओचे नोटिफिकेशन मिळवण्यासाठी चॅनलला लाईक, शेअर आणि सबस्क्राईब करायला विसरू नका. धन्यवाद.